New Year's is right around the corner, and who better to tell you how you can be safe and how to make sure that other Guamanians are celebrating the right way than our good friend Sergeant Paul Tapao with GPD and Crime Stoppers. Sarge,
hey,
happy holidays, man.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You don't need a big hat to be known as Santa around here.
Nah, not anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so safety is a very serious topic, obviously. Safety and security are things that you find folks at GPD specialize in. New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, probably even more so, I would assume, are incredibly busy times for you.
Absolutely, and you know, this is a festive time for Guam because, you know, out with the old and in with the new, people are going to be celebrating, you know, the ringing in the 2019, and it's going to be important that they understand the important roles that they play in help keeping our island safe. And, you know, first and foremost, we always stress is that drinking and driving is against the law. We've seen the fatalities through 2018. We've seen what has happened on our roadways, and we ask them, you know, make that choice, be that responsible individual by designating a responsible sober driver. Everybody's going to be out celebrating. Make that difference, just designate a sober driver. And this is where we want to stress this to the community and how they can all make a difference.
Okay, I've always wondered, Sarge, blood alcohol content is the metric that you guys use to determine, you know, whether someone is over the limit or not, obviously. How many, let's say with just beer, right? How many beers, 12-ounce beers, does someone have to consume to actually surpass the blood alcohol content level for, say, local Chamorro, male, 5'8", 35 years old?
It really is hard to tell. Height, weight, you know, gender and everything plays a factor. You know, let's not focus on the BAC or the blood alcohol content. Let's focus on the impairment and the ability to make that right, the judgment call in operating a vehicle. And we don't test for BAC at that point.
Okay, so that's the point, right?
Yes.
Because you could still be under the BAC, but you could
yes,
legally not be.
Yes, your impairment level may affect your ability to operate the vehicle or make judgment while walking on the roadways. And this is where, you know, it's twofold now because we're seeing the uptick in our auto pedestrian fatals that have been happening, that we want to ask those who choose to consume alcohol, that if they're going to walk in our roadways, please refrain from that. Ask a family member, ask a friend, a sober family member or sober friend to take you to and from, because of the fact that your judgment is going to be impaired and the decision making that you're going to make while crossing the street, it's not going to allow you to make that safe judgment where time and distance is going to come together.
Now, here's a hypothetical. I don't know if this happens so much, but you work in highway for many, many years. We always talk about this. What if somebody is, you know, celebrating, they're trying to do so responsibly, they're kicking back at the beach, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know, I kind of let it go a little bit. I don't want to drive. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt other people. Can people like that walk up to you as an officer of the law and just say, officer, I know I've had a little bit too much. What can I do? Because I don't want to hurt anybody, but can you help me?
Yeah, we'll go above and beyond in the availability of resources that we have, you know, because that is a busy time for us. I mean, once 10 p.m., right, you know, is around the corner, that's when we start buckling down and start focusing our efforts. But in the event we come across that, we'll exercise our resources the best that we can in providing and making sure that you get home safe and making sure that you do your part, and we're going to do our part in keeping our roads safe.
Because I would assume most people might think twice about saying that, because they'd be like, you know, I want to ask this nice officer because I see him on but am I going to wind up incriminating myself?
No, absolutely not. You are doing the right thing because when you acknowledge what you're doing and you acknowledge that you can hurt and kill somebody. So by coming forward and everything, and of course, alcohol is, you know, one of the ways we celebrate. And of course, our tradition, and I want to touch base on this with the time that we have, is our long-standing Chamorro tradition here in Guam. We ring in the new year by discharging our firearms. Please, you know, and we're going to ask the community out there. We're going to ask the members that are, you know, legally and rightfully own firearms. You know, it is against the law. It's punishable by law when we discharge our firearms. Let's celebrate the new year. Try something different, you know. If noise making is what you guys want to do to bring in the new year, you know, do something different. Let's refrain from using firearms because, again, you know, we shoot and we discharge our firearms into the air. The projectile that comes out of that, it's going to land somewhere. And, you know, unfortunately, we've had incidents where people have been struck by the projectiles that fall back into land, and you know, God forbid that somebody would succumb to a death because of that.
You told me before, like if a shell casing flies, like say 200 feet in the air and then comes down, all of the aggregate, you know, physics takes over, and if that lands on somebody, that's like a 50-pound weight coming down.
It's equivalent to what it is: weight, mass, and of course density and gravity that pulls everything down. There's a lot of science that pulls into that, and you know, it's gonna it's going to cause severe bodily injury. It may cause death and everything, but we want to refrain from that. This is a standing tradition that we do here in our island. Let's start breaking away from that. Let's start putting safety as a forefront, and let's making understanding that, you know, I want to start off the new year right. I want to do it right. Yes, I'm going to be a responsible. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to designate a driver. Yes, we're going to bring in the new year, but we're going to refrain from using alcohol. Responsible firearm users, responsible firearm owners, make that decision. You know, understand what you can do to make a difference.
Okay, do we have a final crime of the week to wrap up 2018?
Not this year. We just want to wish everybody, on behalf of the hardworking men and women, the Guam Police Department, the Guam Crime Stoppers, and of course KUM for allowing us to be a part of the family and everything, and for us to touch the families at home in understanding what they can do to make a difference in the community. We want to wish you all a safe and happy new year.
All right, thanks a lot. So we appreciate you basically laying out the formula for us: weight times mass times acceleration.
Yes, and everything that comes down, it's going to hurt.
That goes back to our days at UOG.
Absolutely.
Around the science building. All right, Sarge, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. God bless and be safe.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you, sir.
All right, stay tuned. We are back right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealing.